to discuss how to run effective membership drives. Now, we're basically in the last about 50 some odd days before the end of the Toastmaster year. And usually this is when a lot of clubs start to really hustle and try to boost up their membership, especially those clubs that are close to 20, and then also those clubs that are below 8 that are just trying to get to 8. One of the things that Bill Essence, who came up with the idea of the Delta team, and just a quick little background about the Delta team. 2 years ago, Bill decided that there were certain areas throughout the district that we were lacking experience, for number one, and just the knowledge of how to be better. And those three things were understanding club culture, effective membership drives, and leadership. And this was throughout the whole district. He came up with the idea of the Delta team, and Delta means change. And basically what we do is we go around to all the districts and we will discuss initially club culture and effective membership drives, and then we'll come around a second time to do leadership. One of the things that Bill had said, especially with the membership drives, is that we are not doing them enough. We tend to be more reactive instead of proactive. And I'll say we as a district, no one in particular. And Bill will also say that that includes himself. And what we're trying to do is just give people the knowledge of how to run effective membership drives and to be much more proactive when it comes to it. Now, when we get to membership drives, most of the time what we do is we put it on either our vice president of membership or our vice president of public relations. And the typical membership drive that I've experienced since I've been a Toastmaster runs a little bit like this. We'll have our meeting. We will announce the fact that we are having a membership drive and hope that we will get some people there. We usually have some food, and we'll have a regular Toastmasters meeting and hope again that our guests will have enough interest to want to become members. Now, the reality is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Corporate clubs have a little bit more of an advantage because in a corporate club, you have the people who are already there. You could get your other Toastmaster members to talk about the open house and drum up enough interest for them to come. But that doesn't guarantee that they are going to become members. Community clubs, on the other hand, if we're just announcing that we're having an open house, and depending on the location, you may or may not get some guests in there. What we decided on the Delta team was to try to figure out a better way of having a more effective membership drive. And that is, we need to choose a team. And one of the first things you want to do is you want to have a chairperson. And this is the person who has a very outgoing personality and also who's a leader, who has no problem delegating to the other members on his or her team the things that they are looking for. But more importantly, over and above all of that, they should have a vision of exactly how they want that membership drive to be ran or conducted. Oops, sorry about that. Secondly, we need a social media team. And this is the difference. This is one who is very savvy on social media, LinkedIn, our free Toast host, Meetup, and also who can think outside the box. But they definitely need to understand the difference between an announcement and promoting. And a lot of us, what we tend to do is announce that we're having a membership drive, but unfortunately, we don't promote. With promoting, we need to create flyers. We need to go out to the community, or if you're a corporate club, and go out through your organization and literally talk about our upcoming membership drive, pass out flyers. If you have postcards or however else, and really just start talking to the people to let them know that there's an upcoming membership drive and we would love for you to come and attend. And then also just talk about the benefits of Toastmasters. Next, we also will want a membership courtesy team. And this is the person that does the follow up with the guest after the membership drive. I'm sorry, I was reading something here. It's very important that after we have the membership drive, that we reach out to the guests, send them a thank you and just say, thank you so much for coming out. Our next meeting will be such and such a day, and I'll reach out to you the day before. So ideally, if you have your membership drive on a Thursday and then your next meeting happens to be that following Tuesday, for an example, you will reach out and say to them that I'll reach out to you on Monday as a friendly reminder about our upcoming meeting. Now, here's the biggest thing, how to structure your membership drive. And I know I've talked to several members about some of the membership drives that they're having, and I've given them some ideas. Some of those members, unfortunately, they were already pretty deep into their membership drive and couldn't implement these ideas this go round, but it's something that you can do next go round. Now, hot buttons and themes, those work together. Hot buttons really would be, well, let's start off with themes. Themes are anything, since we're all in Columbus, we could talk about a bunch of things. Buckeyes, Nationwide Arena or Nationwide Children's Hospital. We could talk about different festivals we have. You could have holiday themes. Bill Essence had told me one of the themes they had was Cincinnati Reds Day. So we have the Columbus Clippers. We also have the Columbus Crew. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets, Ohio State Buckeyes. We could have themes like that. And then also, everything in the meeting is structured around the theme. For example, let's say you do a pop theme. Well, everything. You could have pop music, soda pop, popcorn, what else? Pop rock candy, just everything in there dealing with pop or whatever your theme is. Now, with the hot buttons, those are just little things that you would say that would drum up the attention of the people that you're hoping to attract. For example, are you looking to improve your speaking skills? Have you had a difficult time getting promoted? Just little things like that that will catch someone's attention, that will want them to come to the meeting, and then you could sit down and discuss the benefits of Toastmasters. Now, the meeting structure, this is very important. Instead of having our typical Toastmasters meeting where you'll sit down and we'll have the speakers and the table topics and the evaluation, what tends to happen is that's very overwhelming for people when they come. They don't understand the acronyms that we use. And unless you're very diligent when you are speaking, such as the Toastmaster, and saying, I am the Toastmaster, my role consists of, I'm like the MC, and I keep the meeting flowing. Or you say, well, I have a CC or I'm a DTM, such as what Scott said as far as I am. But think about this. If you're a guest, what is DTM? No one knows. Unless we say, I'm a distinguished Toastmaster and go into explaining what that means, it's a little overwhelming. Our suggestion when you have your membership drive is to break out several tables with some experienced Toastmasters and give each one of them a specific role that we have in the meeting. So one person could discuss what the Toastmaster does. Another person could discuss the prepared speeches. Another person could discuss table topics and so on and so forth. That way they will understand, excuse me, have a general understanding of how the meeting is. And then at your next meeting, when they come, they will be able to follow a lot better than just coming blindly to our normal membership drives. Now, I have follow up here, but actually, before you follow up, after the meeting is over with, and I think this is where we all fall short at, we don't close the deal. There's no reason that we shouldn't say, are you ready to join today? If not, then we need to start asking questions such as, okay, was there something that you don't understand? Or could you tell me why you're not ready today? They could tell you it's because of money. I may need a little bit more. I need to think about it. Then you just keep asking. If they say they need to think about it, what is it that you need to think about? Basically, what you want to do is either have them tell you specifically they're not interested, because most people are afraid to say that, or they could say they don't have time, whatever the case may be. But definitely don't be afraid to close the deal or attempt to close the deal after the meeting is over with. If for whatever reason they need to think about it or they want to see the meeting, then you definitely want to follow up. And that's where that courtesy chair would come in at, and they would follow up with them. What you should do is have a couple of people strategically placed throughout your meeting. And after the meeting is over with, just have them get some basic information or make sure that you verify the information that they've written down in the book. Is this a good email address? Is this a good phone number? Do you mind if we either call you or email? Ask very pointed questions, because sometimes people don't read their emails, and we're pretty much all guilty of that. If you have, I have 4 email addresses, and I always get anywhere between 30 and 50 emails a day. I don't read all of them. So it's better if we could try to call the person and just say, hey, listen, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it. Our next meeting is such and such a day. Would it be okay if I give you a call the day before just to remind you of it? You're either going to get a yes or a no. If you get a no, then at least you know, hey, listen, this isn't someone that I need to put forth my energy towards, and I can concentrate on those that are more interested in becoming a member of Toastmasters. Now, here's the most important thing. A lot of times, again, we do schedule our membership drives on our meeting day. What we found to be much more effective is that if you could schedule your membership drive no more than 7 days prior to your next normal meeting, you'll have a better result. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that, but from what we've seen and what we've heard, more people are apt to come back within that 7-day period than that 2-week period that we may have. Or if you're a club that has their meeting, let's say on the 2nd and 4th week of the month, or let's just say the 1st and 3rd week of the month, and we happen to have a 5th, then there's 3 weeks before your next meeting. Life happens, people forget about the meeting, and they tend to lose interest. So a perfect example is try to have your membership drive. If your meeting is on a Tuesday, try to have your membership drive on that Thursday. That gives them about 3 to 4 days, and then they could come that Tuesday to your actual meeting, and everything is still fresh in their minds. So at this point, are there any questions before I go on, or any comments?
Dave, this is Scott. I really like the way that you say that you should have like a first meeting, which maybe is more informational for people, and then follow up with the actual meeting itself? I've never heard that before, but it seems very practical to me.
Yeah, if you think about it, a lot of it, well, first of all, speaking is the number one fear that most people have.
Hmm.
Uh, they would rather give up a right lung, uh, get audited by the IRS. Even I think one of out of the top 10 was they would rather die than to speak, which I think is ridiculous. But
Hmm.
that's me.
Agreed. I'm with
but
you.
but
Hmm.
the reality, ladies and gentlemen, is that we need to one not overwhelm them. They already have that fear of speaking. Most people tend to join Toastmasters because they have a fear of speaking. But then number two is that we don't want to overwhelm them with all this information that we are aware of and they are not. When we start talking about pathways, or if you have some members that are still on the current education track and then pathways, you start talking about DTMs and CCs and level ones and level fours. By the time a person leaves that meeting, their head is spinning. So if we could break down what the meeting consists of, then when they actually see the actual meeting, they should be able to relate to it a lot easier. Plus, one of the biggest things we should do when they come back for that second meeting is to link them up with a member who can answer any questions throughout the meeting, even if they didn't pick up everything at the initial membership drive. So that's definitely important.
Thank you. They're just very practical ways, and like on team structure, and also just the other types of structures that you have here on the screen. So thank you for giving us a very clear. Any other questions, Fred or Tanisha, Sean, Tom? Any questions from your side at this point?
So, Tanisha, I mean, I'm not trying to put you on blast. I know you guys have a membership drive coming up soon. Can you just kind of give us what you guys were planning on doing?
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
We
Yeah, Tanisha,
can.
go ahead.
Well, actually our president is on, woohoo, but our our structure is actually going to be ran pretty much like a regular meeting. But we are going to have a keynote speaker and we're going to emphasize the structure and of course the importance of Toastmasters and how it can benefit everyone. So I was pretty much kind of like outvoted as far as trying to do it a different method. So that's why we're doing it mainly like a regular meeting, but with, of course, the keynote speaker, like I said, and we're going to emphasize the benefits of Toastmasters. So that's pretty much how we have it set up. But I'm still working on finalizing the agenda and getting everybody's input, but that's pretty much how it's going to be ran.
Okay. And so you made a good point. Sometimes when we're getting ready to have these membership drives, we're kind of used to the same old way. And change isn't bad. If the way we've been doing it isn't producing or giving us the numbers that we want, sometimes let's try something different. One of the biggest things that I think we as humans are always afraid of is just change. And change could be good, change could be bad, but if we don't try, I think that's worse than not trying at all. Is there anyone else who's having a membership drive coming up soon or has already had a membership drive that wouldn't mind sharing what they did and what the results were?
Tanisha, I'm assuming you and Sean are kind of together on this. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Sean, anything from your side?
Oh no, I'm just excited about having an open house. Um,
Excellent.
I think one I think one part about the one opportunity that we have is to take away all the reasons why people fear or what importance it is
Mhm.
to increase your public speaking.
Absolutely.
So I think a lot of people don't know the why of Toastmasters or the why should I join or why am I here? So that
Yeah.
open houses and meetings give us an opportunity to explain the why for many people.
Okay. Perfect.
One of the big things that I would suggest people do when you guys have these membership drives is when a guest comes in, maybe draw up a little questionnaire. How did you hear about Toastmasters? What brought you here? What are you looking to accomplish? And then as you're reading that, if there's a member who may have had the similar reasons why they wanted to join, link them together. Say, uh, for example, Tanisha's greeting the guest, and Sean, the reason you joined was because you wanted to become a better leader. It was advised in order for you to get promoted, you need to work on your leadership skills. You had already been promoted once before, and then I come in and I'm saying, well, I was told that if I want to get promoted, maybe I need to work on my leadership skills. Well, the first thing Tanisha should do is say, oh, well, that's great. There's a member here, our club president, Sean. What I'd like to do is link you up with Sean so he could talk to you about what he went through because he happened to became a member at the same time. It's always great, ladies and gentlemen, to use our current members to our advantages, which means we need to get to know why our current members join. That way, when you have your membership drive, and if someone has a similar reason why they're joining, you can link those two together because they have something in common. Oops, I apologize. Let me get out of
You
that.
talked about the Delta team. Do you just have the 4 slides there, David?
There we go. That was right there.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, now another thing that you guys definitely could do is use the Delta team as a resource. You could contact myself or Bill Essence. Currently, we're the two members that are on the team, but we are recruiting more. Also, Don Schultze, who is our current club growth director. And then we have our club extension chairs. And really a great resource that a lot of people tend not to use are your area directors and division directors. When you're getting ready to plan your membership drive, just reach out to them. Ask them, hey, listen, this is what we're thinking about doing. What do you think? Especially in a corporate club, if you have an area director that understands the dynamics of a corporate club, they might be able to give you some good ideas to help you boost up your membership. One of the big things I always say is for a corporate club, one of the first and key personnel you should be reaching out to is your HR person. You should keep them in the loop at all times and try to get them to come to the meetings. Because 9 times out of 10, if HR buys into it, they tend to be your biggest advocates and they could get the other managers and upper management to at least consider it. And that's how Nationwide Insurance did it. And basically, the supervisors and managers, they tend to send a lot of people to Toastmasters. So the 3 clubs in Nationwide, they usually have somewhere between 40 and 50 members at all times. And I won't say it's not difficult at other corporate clubs, but depending on the size or your location or the time or just the commitment. But if you could get your HR person and definitely upper management to buy into it, it'll make your roles and your jobs a lot easier as far as bringing people to the meetings. Now, we all know food works, but be careful with food because some people will join because they think they'll get food all the time. If you have food there, please let everyone know, hey, this is a special, this is not the norm, so they don't, feel like they've been bamboozled. I know a couple of members down in Cincinnati joined, and they joked about it, but they said they joined because of the food, and later on found out that they weren't getting lunch every time they went to a meeting. Okay, so is there any other questions or comments?
Fred or Tom, is there anything from your perspective that you're looking for more information on?
Well, this is Tom, and I heard a couple of very good ideas that I think one of the clubs I'm with can use. Unity Toastmasters is having a membership drive next Tuesday.
Okay.
Our club president is doing one of the leadership workshops, I think, that you need to do for your advanced communicator silver or bronze there.
Okay.
Doing one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using that as a workshop. I'm certainly going to incorporate your idea of getting people's names and following up with them. And,
yeah, it sounds like calling would be, I think one of the things I've learned is emails don't work. You got to really call them.
Yes. Emails, call, text messages, repeat, but
Yeah.
calls. Yeah, definitely worth the time to.
Now, Tom, that's a good idea. Also, maybe to do some of those effective communication workshops or whatever, you could use that as a theme and a hot button, depending on which one it is, to possibly draw people in. Never thought about that, but that's a really good idea. I wish you guys good success and would love to hear the results after you guys have your membership drive.
Okay.
David, I listed the club extension chairs in the chat window there. I believe they're current. Would it be a good idea if, like, for instance, Tom, since he's having a membership drive, his club is, Unity Club is having a membership drive, should they contact maybe the club extension chair for additional assistance or support as they execute the open house? Are they typically available?
You could try. I still strongly suggest maybe hooking up with your area director or your division director if you can.
Yeah.
But definitely the club extension chairs. It just depends. We all know that depending on the time of the meeting, people are either at work if it's an afternoon meeting. In the evening,
Right.
People have other things going on. But any type of resource that you can link up with, I would strongly suggest reaching out to them. It doesn't hurt. It'll never hurt. If I'm available,
district officer. Yeah, district officer or a chair of some sort would be a tremendous support if they're available.
Exactly. I think one of the biggest things is, we try to do things for within the club, and we don't think about asking for assistance outside of the club. Again, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yep.
Just simply say, hey, listen, I need a little help, or we need some suggestions. Find out a club. If you hear about a club that had a membership drive, if you could go to that club and see what they did, or ask them afterwards, hey, how was your membership drive? Here's some ideas that we were thinking about. What did you guys do? You know, we're some really talented people within District 40. We have some great ideas, some great leaders, and we just need to tap into them a lot more than what we currently do. Because as we all know, we gain members and we lose members. So any kind of knowledge we can pick up, I strongly suggest we reach out and take advantage of that.
Thank you, David. Fred, anything from your perspective that you're looking for that has come up or that we haven't talked about yet?
I see his mic is on, but
Yeah, maybe no questions from Fred then, I guess.
okay. All righty. Well, if there's no more questions or comments, I really thank you all again. Thank you for being patient and allowing me to come on and doing this for everyone. For those, again, no, we can't hear you, Fred.
Yeah,
By
sorry,
any
Fred.
chance,
Yeah.
by any chance, do you happen to have maybe a set of headphones or something that you can plug into your computer or laptop?
Oh, crud.
Oh, okay.
Looks like you might be having a microphone problem.
Right, because it's showing that your mic is on, but we just can't hear you.
Yeah, it's a green mic on the screen here, but for some reason it's just not coming through.
Do you have a green light on your audio, or is it by chance muted out? Hmm,
Maybe you want to ask your question if you have any in the chat window. Maybe that's the best way if we can't fix it. And we'd be happy to. Oh, okay.
okay.
Okay, good. We'll wait for you, Fred. No problem at all. While you're doing that, again, just wanted to maybe give a maybe another plug here for the Toastmasters International dashboard. You know, you can get a lot of really good information on the dashboards here. So you go into dashboards.toastmasters.org and you can go into, you know, you can look at your own club here. You can search on, like, for instance, this is my club here, ExcelCom. You can get your DCP right here. I'm not showing my screen here, so let me try to do that here. Let me take the ball here while Fred's typing. It looks like he's typing in there. But basically, like I said, in dashboards.toastmasters.org, you can go into a really good information here. You can go and look at your own club or the clubs that you're interested in. This is my club here. It kind of tells you where you are in your DCP. Where your membership is, what's required for your membership in order to be DCP. And remember, don't forget about the 20 members or the net 5 new members from your base. So if your base was, let's say, 14 or below, then it's a net 5 new. You've got to get to your base plus 5. So just as a reminder for that, no matter how many DCPs you can get all 10, but if you don't have, you know, a net 5 growth of new members from your base when you started the year, or 20 members, then that DCP that's not valid. But there's some really good additional reports in here too. You can go into the additional reports section. You can look up District 40 and you can get a really good view on the summaries and the district reports, what's going on as far as our metrics go and everything. Here's the available reports. You can get some information on new club sponsors, mentors, clubs, and all that stuff here at the bottom. Actually, I can give you club coach assignments that are updated very, very closely here. So just a little commercial there. Fred had a question
Yeah, I see.
here. Let's see.
So the first
This
one,
club meets
Fred.
weekly.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yep.
So I saw you said you guys meet weekly and you're trying to find some people who need their CL credit to be the chair, which is good. And we have used a variety of media to promote the club. This includes Facebook, meetups, and flyers. Now, Fred, are you guys a corporate club or a community club? Right, I
Okay.
could understand that. Have you guys tried to go to um, maybe like the city hall, to maybe the JCs or different places? Churches are good when you're out promoting and passing out flyers. Just any types of organization. There you go. Very good. Chambers of Commerce, exactly. So any type of those organizations where you could have someone go out, pass out a flyer, and have enough knowledge to explain the benefits of Toastmasters within like a minute or two, so at least they will post a flyer and possibly send some people there. You're quite welcome. And what day and time do you guys meet, Fred? And while Fred is typing that up, Monday 6:30. Ooh, I was going to try to make it, but my professional speakers meets every Monday. Let me see if I could possibly get Don Schultze or one of the chairs to come to your open house, and then we'll reach back out to you and let you know. And then Sean and Tanisha, your next one, your open house is what date again?
May 15th.
May 15. Okay.
Okay, so that's
I
okay,
think it's a Tuesday.
right.
And we're
And
like,
you're at noon though, right?
right.
Okay. I think I'll try to make it there. If not, I believe Gene Bailey is coming. Is that correct?
I'm not sure. I know our area director, Arnolfo Wing, is coming.
Okay. I will. I have it on my calendar, and I'll do my best to come to that to help out in any way that I can. I'll let you guys know for sure, but I'll definitely mark it down for May 15th. And then who else did we have? I think one more person was having an open house. Is that correct? Thomas, is it your open house coming up soon?
I think he said next Tuesday. Is that the 8th?
Yeah, it's coming up next Tuesday.
And what time do you meet?
We'll be meeting at 7:30
AM or PM?
p.m. p.m.
Okay.
Not going to get up for a 7:30 a.m. meeting. Sorry.
That's a true breakfast club there, but if you do, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
Um, actually,
Okay.
if anyone's interested and can send me an email, I will send you a copy of a flyer advertising it, and
Okay.
feel free to pass those out. Um, anything we can do to get, again, hearing about it from a friend or a contact might be even more powerful than hearing about it on Meetup or something like that.
Okay. Well, I just put
Thanks.
my email address in there. If all of you wouldn't mind just sending me the information for your, open houses, I will do my best to either try to attend myself or definitely try to have the club extension chair or someone else to come to help out in any capacity if we're able to.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad that we were able to actually have dates that we could actually act against here and really have the opportunity to come out and support your open house with great inspiring people who can help with any questions or anything like that, because I know it can be overwhelming trying to help some people there that may be coming and they're just not sure. You don't have enough people to kind of spread out and talk. So that's great that we can have specific dates and times that we can try to hook up.
Okay. Hey, Fred, if you wouldn't mind just sending me a reminder via email so I could put that on my calendar, and I will try to make that one, or I'll see if Don Schultze can come. All right. Well, are there any more
Wonderful.
questions or comments? Well, again, everyone, I truly, truly appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate the participation. Some ideas that I'll definitely pass along to Bill that we will definitely try to implement. I do like the project as far as the effective communication or leadership, maybe having that as a theme or hot button. So, again, thank you all for your time and have a wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful week.
Thank you. We'll disconnect at this time. Have a great evening. Thanks, David.
Thank you, Scott. Take care, everyone.
Bye.